Is the decline in crypto also pushing a decline in stocks?
As the NASDAQ falls, crypto is falling more.
Japan's long-term bond yields have been surging. This is a flashing red warning signal for all of us.
Cue the fire. This should absolutely, unequivocally scare the hell out of you. Sorry if that heaven and hell is a bad word. I guess in context, right? But the dam is breaking. Sorry, another naughty word. And no one knows what this even is. So I will do my best to explain this to you as a 5-year-old, as Japan just triggered the biggest unwind in financial history. It's ready now, and it looks like the markets are. As the stock market, Dow down 350 points, S&P 500, NASDAQ kick off December in the red, Bitcoin gets kicked in the coin purse, and anchors are like, I don't know. This makes no sense to me, which I'll explain. But this is what should be driving fear. And breaking news for the normies. It's funny because they're like, well, the reason why. They don't talk charts or technical analysis unless it's like up, down.
Coin down 5.6%. I haven't got a clue why. I presume someone smarty pants out there will say it's because of some forced liquidation. It's because of so and so, so and so. But when an asset class can move so aggressively, and I haven't seen any decent copy, and I'm going to say this, on CNBC, on the FT, on Reuters, on Bloomberg, on every one of those major market sources out there. I've seen no one coming up with a conclusive idea of why a major asset is down 6%. That, for me, is the problem with crypto. The fact that random events can move so aggressively and no one's got a clue why.
Isn't it nice that you clicked subscribe to a channel that actually can predict what these news guys are saying? I read one of your comments from last night, and you're like, yeah, you said Bitcoin at 74,000. I'm like, I did? It was at 100,000. I just carry it. I'm like, you break this line, you go to here. You break that line, you go to here. And then the trolls and the bag holders are like, where's your 75,000? It takes time. MSTR_69. I'm sorry. Dear Mr. President, just one more bull run. I promise to take profit. See what happens when you put all your trust in a fat dude. And he tells you about all these cool stories while he's currently filling up his bags. Let me just tell you, Santa and his reindeer and his bags aren't coming. For all of you holding bags of shat coins, they may never come back. I mean, maybe someday, but I highly doubt it. When your coin goes up 1,100%, you take profit and you get out, which is basically what everyone's doing right now in this unwind. Now, Bitcoin's fall could have something, the charts have predicted it. Why? We find out later and we're like, well, it's because of the carry trade. 1. 2, it's light volume. 3, Intermute is dumping, Coinbase is dumping, Binance is dumping. Okay. But if you rewind the tape, Mr. Newsboy, you'll know there was a double bottom there. Also, if I have time, I will go over price targets once again with you on Bitcoin. I will even give you accumulation zones. All the whole world comes to an end because of the unwind of the carry trade. Now, this is good, guys. When you can, this is what you do. You're going to like this arbitrage. You can make some money. This is negative. You go say, hey, I want a loan for $1 million. And they give you a check for $1 million at a negative interest rate. So they'll pay you a little more. Poor people are like, what are the rich doing? Hold on. Then I take that $1 million and I say, hey, Fed, I want a T-bill. I would like your bond. And then I buy $1 million in bonds at, let's say, 6%. I don't know. 21, check, 2018, 2020, 21, 23, 6%? Ding, ding, ding. This is also called free money. Well, it's gone. And it's getting worse, and they can't control it, and it's locking up, because right now, you ain't getting it negative. Yeah, look, it just keeps going, almost up to 2%. If you want to know how this is going to affect you specifically, your 401k, which is your retirement accounts, your stocks, mortgage rates, they hold the biggest of our current shat coin we call the dollar that you've already, I mean, that's not a bag you want to hold. You're already down 50%. I do have to give it to you for finding alternative ways to make money. But they are about ready to click the button to flood our market with $1.2 trillion in treasury bonds. And that's just for starters. This is a $20 trillion issue. And if you're like, well, when's it going to stop? I don't know. It just put on over 11% in a single session. It's like silver. Once the fear and panic hit, you ain't unwinding nothing. Oh, and for those of you that do not watch my video every day, I did a whole video apologizing and saying I was wrong. Whereas I took profit and sold 75% of my silver, kept 25, not selling it. I've doubled my money and I'm going to take loans against it. That's how the rich get richer. And I'm hoping for the 0%. I pray the Don has his way. Like what I said at the beginning of the video, I will try to make this as simple as possible. Hopefully that kind of explains it, how the rich get richer. Number two is Japan's debt to GDP is currently at 235%. You know, there's this point of it's not going to continue, where 1/4 of all of their interest payments go just to handling the debt. But when the rate goes up, it's like, oh, wait a minute, it's all of it. You see, that's what the problem. When the rate goes up and they can't control it because people have lost faith in Japan that they can control it, then are backed into a corner and they're like, sell everything, even T-bills? Yes, sell it all because we can't pay. Then leads me to image number 2, which I just discussed with you. 1 trillion in bonds. They sell it. Our interest, that 10-year, you know, you wanted to refinance at that 0%, but golly Wally, it's now at 8%, which then triggers a margin call. This is globally. There goes your stock market, your real estate, and voila, your crypto. And it's all tied together. You're tied onto this, your stock market, well, my MSTR's okay. No, this is the beginning of the end. Not just that, they're looking at a forced stock sale. That is what happens when you're like, my asset will only go up. Some of you guys are saying in the comments that Bitcoin is not an asset. I think it is. I think it is a speculative asset. Your safest bet for a speculative asset would be to trade it. If it goes above the 200, you go long. Underneath it, you short. But I do that with all assets, except I will stop doing it with gold and silver. With gold, silver, and real estate, I will take loans out against them. Kind of like the carry trade, where you're like, wait, you're going to get $1 million loan from Japan? Yes, and then I'm going to get 6%. You see, I just give you different ways of looking at debt and how the system works and how to profit from it. Also, if you're wondering about this chart, this is MicroStrategy against Peter Schiff. Looks like Peter's winning, and I will try to add this video at the end where Peter and I hung out, but if time is limited, I can't, because I know your time is valuable. You're currently stuck in a situation where you're like, how does this work? I just saw an article. Retail workers currently are earning 52% less than needed to afford rent. And I don't know if Bloomberg or CNN like watches my show and then they're like, okay, $3,000 a month, is this about 50%? Here, someone get out a calculator. Average salary, $51,000 a year. You need to make $108,000 a year to rent something. Hey, there it is. Also, to fix it, you do know you need passive income. It doesn't mean just, where's my gold and silver? Look, you just buy that? No, you can't just buy that, because making money takes a little bit of work. When you see stories like this, I mean, yes, your assets will grow, but do you see what I just said? Take a loan against it and carry trade and all these kind of, yes, this is what the rich do. Breaking news, China factory activity contracts in longest stretch on record. Economy sinks as deflationary pressures mount. Well, show me the deflationary. As y'all are having to pay $20 for a Whopper. Look at this, a sandwich. That's $9, right? The meal is $20. $9 for a sandwich. The solution to the problem is not buying precious metals. It solves the problem kind of the inflation thing. It's not going to generate cash flow. And I'm not going to give you solutions like, well, to fix the problem, while you're all short about 60 grand a year, make sure you go to college and get degrees, which it looks like you guys are waking up to the college scam. Shares of Americans who say college is very important by party. Look at Republicans. You guys are kind of smart. You're saying it's about 20% important. While you got the liberals at 42% and 38%, very indoctrinated. I tell you how many times I was written up, pulled into the principal's office. Are you really telling these things that sit in your room not to go to college? Like, yep, yeah, start businesses. Actually, Jared over there is making $10,000 a month and he's 14. Jake from Movement Watches, he was like my poster child in high school. He sold his company for $300 million. But like in life, windows of opportunity present them, right? How many times are you like, dang it, if I just would have bought Bitcoin at $1. Actually, Peter Schiff, I know he could have probably bought it at $1. My kids in high school, I actually taught them how to do online arbitrage. That's how they were making 10 grand a month. And I taught them how to create real products, and then they made 100 million. But like with all things, it opens and then it closes. In this video, I'm going to show you a window that opened and closed, and it looks like this opportunity. I mean, that was a good, he closed his position at $2,209. That's if you want to manually trade it like that. It's gold futures. And I've had this drawn for a long time. See the yellow line up there? It's not there yet. So you guys are sending me your P&Ls just day by day, 4%, 3%, 3%, negative 1%, 1%, 1, all the way down. And I added all of these up. This, ladies and gentlemen, is currently an open window. You have a few minutes left. When I added it up, again, but what do I say? Future present returns or past performance is not indicative of future returns. Did I do that good? If you say to your wife, I just want to snuggle, it might work once. You're probably going to have to change it up. Like, hey, babe, you want a massage? 300 and this is 10 grand. I said, you start with 10 grand, Mr. A. I asked it. And then I plugged in your numbers that you guys have been sending me. In 1 year, 377,000 and then 2,638,000. I highly see theoretical. Highly doubt that. Also, the way my AI system works, and I'm showing you every day, these are my P&Ls. Today I made $2,279, right? Or maybe that was yesterday. I will tell you, when the market moves, it moves. If it goes down hard, it catches it. If it goes up hard, you can catch that one. Take it for the team, just like back in college. But it does poorly. Just letting you guys know, for those of you that took advantage of the Black Friday deal, when markets are like this, don't think it's going to go like that. It's like a swing trader. It needs direction. Also asked the CEO, you guys doing a Cyber Monday? They're like, no. I said, fine, I'll quit. They said, okay, today's the last day, and then the prices go up. Guys, all of the bundles are gone. The prices are going up. Please, this is it. For again, will you see something that says save almost $3,000? Totally honest, it's not financially responsible for them to even do this. Like, do you remember back in the day where there was a vehicle, I don't remember, a Chevy or something, where you'd buy the car and they're like, maintenance for life. Okay. Thinking that's probably not a good business model. Do me a favor. Take advantage of their stupidity. So if you want to know which ATM machine to pick so digits go up, have to come down to the video and you go right here, or click there. It doesn't matter. I have to pin my own comment because you guys email me. I can't find it. And then pick the largest one that saves you the most money. I think it's over on this side. If you're like, oh, the ATM machine's $10,000. If you make that a day, is there a problem? Yeah, I can't afford an ATM. Remember when this was a thing? You'd buy an ATM and passive income. I told you this year, at least 3 streams. Because I'll tell you that just buying Bitcoin or Ethereum as it falls sharply is not going to help you. What will help you is if you have AI trade it with you. And also, don't count on this guy to solve your problems, because you want to go out there and while he's increasing tariffs and buy that new truck, right? American consumers lose patience with high car. Just let's put everything in there. Here I fixed it with all prices, everything. Well, except, hey, gas is down. Now half of you are driving electric cars. Now electricity is doubled. See where you think, okay, I got this. You got me. That's why I come here every single day to try to come up with ways to around this, solutions. as you know, I showed this to you, I think yesterday. American takes out a student loan, only $8 grand. That's not bad. $9 grand after years of payment, $7 grand. Current balance is more. glad you got out your pen and paper. Yep. You still owe $8,700. Yeah, you should probably learn about this stuff and subscribe to my channel, because I will teach you about what the elites are doing. Not just, oh, these are the bad people and, you know, let's stock up and be a doom and gloom. I mean, I am. Maybe I have a small bunker, but I need you guys these are just simple. This is very simple. Everyone complained. I had an Amazon course. Like, okay, this is how you're going to make money. Oh my gosh, it's work. Okay, now I'll teach you how to swing trade. Wait, so you want me to do it? And the amount of hair that I put, that's why my hair goes up, because I pull it. And I'm like, okay, I'll just have it do it for you. And then you're like, oh, it costs money? Like, talk about the employee mindset. It's like everything. So you want me to pay? Well, yeah, Brad. Like, okay, let's say we have 100 employees and we have 1,000 data centers. Theoretically, it makes you $10,000 a day. But yeah, wait, bro, but you want me to pay? I wonder if the people that got those cars, right, that Chevy, whatever it is, and they're like, maintenance free for life, forever. And then they're like, you expect me to pay for gas? You never told me about that. Just when I thought kids were entitled, middle class is shrinking. Yes, in a debt-based system, you cannot survive. But as this says, news we've heard for a long time. But what they don't say, doom and gloom, pays the bills. Yes, that's what I am. Is that Americans are simply getting richer. And that is correct. There has never been a year that I did not make more money, because most of my life, besides when I was in the military, law enforcement, and all that, you know, when you're teacher, but even when I was a teacher, I'm like, I had businesses prior to that. And I just side hustle. I'll teach the kids how to do it. I'm like, well, I think YouTube's a bigger audience. I'll teach you how to do it. And I started out in the system with zero. Broke. Parents were broke. My family was broke. Everyone was broke. It's probably the richest one in high school, because I learned really quick. You got to work hard. You got to work smart. It's not like work harder. That'll get you nowhere. You got to combo the two, and then you add, right, compound interest. And when I taught in high school, I was a multi-millionaire, and people said, you're a liar. And then I would show my bank accounts on the screen, and the parents were like, he photoshopped it. Then I come to YouTube and they're like, well, if you did so well, why are you here? Why don't you just use your little AI system for yourself? Yes, that's what everyone was saying. That is not marketing. That is the honest to whatever God you serve truth. Tomorrow, you won't have the ability to buy an ATM. Reason why you're not doing it now is because of excuses and fear. It's a part of the brain. It has its pluses and minuses. Me, I was dropped. So I actually take risks. They're calculated, but it's profitable. You won't see me going to Vegas and like, hey, let's go throw everything on black. I have a 45% chance that I'm going to win, 55% chance that I'm going to lose. I'm not going to take those odds. Guys, I'm giving you odds. You are Vegas. And today, this minute, is the last day. This is it. If you do not click the link in the description, it's gone. It's all gone. With that, I love you. I will see you tomorrow.